You know that feeling when the alarm goes off for Fajr and you hit snooze? Or when you're praying, but your mind is making a grocery list? Yeah, we've all been there. Prayer can feel like just another thing on your to-do list. Wake up, pray. Go to work, pray, sleep, repeat. But what if I told you that every time you pray, something incredible is happening inside your brain? Something scientists are just starting to understand. Stay with me. Welcome to Muslim Mind Psychology. I'm here to show you how your faith and your mind are more connected than you think. Today we're talking about Salah, not just the what or the rules, but the why. Why does Islam tell us to pray 5 times a day? What's actually happening to us when we do? And here's the thing. Modern science is catching up to what Islam has been teaching for 1,400 years. Let's break it down. First, let's talk about what Allah tells us in the Quran. In Surah Al-Ankabut, Allah says, "Indeed, prayer prohibits immorality and wrongdoing, and the remembrance of Allah is greater." 29:45. And in another verse, "And seek help through patience and prayer." 2:45. For centuries, Muslims have known that prayer brings peace, comfort, clarity, but we didn't have the science to explain how. We just trusted. Now, scientists are putting people in brain scanners. They're measuring hormones, they're tracking neural pathways, and what they're finding is mind-blowing. Let's start with stress. When you're stressed, and let's be real, who isn't? Your body releases a hormone called cortisol. It's your fight or flight chemical. A little bit, that's fine. But too much? That's anxiety. And that's sleepless nights. That's snapping at people you love. Here's where prayer comes in. Studies show that rhythmic movements, like the bowing, the prostrating in Salah, they calm your nervous system. When you go into Sujood, when your forehead touches the ground, your brain waves actually change. They shift from beta waves, that's your busy, anxious, overthinking brain, to alpha waves. That's your calm, focused, present brain. It's like hitting a reset button. One study from Malaysia found that Muslims who pray regularly have significantly lower cortisol levels than those who don't. Lower stress hormones, more peace. Allah prescribed this 1,400 years ago. Science is just now catching up. Now let's talk about focus, or the lack of it. You probably know this feeling. You open your phone to check one thing, and 45 minutes later, you're watching videos about penguins. Our attention spans are shot. Social media, notifications, Netflix, they're all designed to grab our focus and never let go. But Salah trains your brain to focus. 5 times a day, you stop everything. You turn away from the noise. You stand before Allah with nothing but your words and your presence. That's called attention training. And it's one of the hardest skills to build in the modern world. Research from Harvard shows that practices involving focused attention, meditation, prayer, deep breathing, they actually strengthen the prefrontal cortex. That's the part of your brain responsible for decision-making, self-control, and discipline. Every time you pray, you're not just fulfilling an obligation. You're literally building mental muscle. You're training your brain to resist distractions, to choose what's important, to be present, think about it. You're about to scroll through Instagram. You stop. You pray. That's discipline. That's self-control. That's your prefrontal cortex getting stronger. Here's something beautiful. You know that feeling when you pray in congregation, when you're shoulder to shoulder with other Muslims, all facing the same direction, all saying the same words? There's science behind that feeling too. When humans do synchronized activities together, like praying in unison, our brains release oxytocin. That's the bonding hormone, the same chemical that makes mothers love their babies, that makes you feel close to your friends. Prayer in congregation literally makes you feel connected, like you belong. And in a world where loneliness is at an all-time high, where people feel isolated, even in crowded rooms, this matters. Islam gave us a built-in community practice. 5 times a day, we have the opportunity to feel that connection. Even when you pray alone, you know millions of Muslims around the world are doing the exact same thing, facing the same Qibla, reciting the same words. You're never really alone. Now here's the thing. Science can explain the how. It can measure the hormones, track the brain waves, show the benefits. But science can't capture everything. It can't measure the moment when you're in sujood and you feel close to Allah. When the dunya just fades away and it's just you and your creator. It can't measure the relief when you pour your heart out in dua, when you confess your struggles, your fears, your hopes. And you know, Allah is listening. Prayer is both physical and spiritual, both scientific and sacred. The beauty of Islam is that these things don't contradict. They complete each other. Allah created our brains. He knows exactly how they work, and He prescribed a practice that heals them. Every rakat is rewiring your stress response. Every sujood is building your focus, Every congregational prayer is strengthening your sense of belonging. This isn't magic, it's design. Beautiful, intentional design. So what do you do with this information? Here are 3 things you can try. 1. Next time you pray, don't rush. Even if it's just one prayer today, take your time. Feel each movement, notice your breathing. See if you can spot that moment when your mind shifts from chaos to calm. 2. Try praying in congregation at least once this week. A mosque, with family, with friends. Notice how different it feels. Notice that sense of connection. 3. Remember this video. Remember that you're not just going through the motions. You're actively healing your brain. You're building discipline. You're connecting with something bigger than yourself. Prayer isn't boring. It's not outdated. It's not just for religious people. It's for you, for your mind, for your soul. Allah knew what He was doing. If this changed how you see Salah, let me know in the comments. I read every single one. And if you want more content like this, where we explore Islam through the lens of psychology, hit that subscribe button. We drop new videos every week. Until next time, take care of your mind and your soul. Assalamu alaikum.